Bungie brought back the 0-hour mission, and now the Outbreak Perfected has some new perks, one of which makes it extremely better compared to the original. The main perk Bungie added to the Outbreak Perfected is Rapid Hit. Instead of requiring a precision kill like Outlaw, which grants an extra 70 reload speed, you now only need precision hits to grant you 60 reload speed. And you also get an extra 25 stability, which helps you control your recoil. If you are one of those people that would like to check out the full build on screen, here you go. If you want to see a bunch of builds when the final shape comes out, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel and also hit that notification button so you won't miss any broken builds in the final shape. Or if you want to check out the build in the dim loadouts, it would be in the description. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm also pairing this exotic with an exotic chest piece that provides an extra 15% damage buff just by getting precision kills. But we would have to be on a Void subclass. If we were to weaken a target, the weakening effect would last up to 4 seconds. There are 2 other subclasses you can also choose from that are pretty good. The first one is Strand, in which getting precision kills with kinetic weapons will sever nearby targets, and that severed enemy will deal 40% less damage to you. The second one is Arc, which of course causes nearby targets to be blinded upon getting a precision kill. I didn't mention Solar and Stasis because all they will apply is Scorch and Slow, which will also have a small chance to freeze or cause an ignition. What's cool about this build is that you can use any kinetic weapon you like, but for me, I want to use the Outbreak Perfected because of the new perks. Let's start with the super. You don't really need any specific supers, but I prefer going for Nova Bomb Vortex. All you have to do is aim, shoot, and everything dies in front of you. Now onto the aspects. Be sure to pick Feed the Void. When getting void ability kills, for example your grenades, Nova Bomb, or melee, it will grant you Devour for 10 seconds. Additionally, when getting kills while Devour is active, you will also receive grenade energy. The next aspect will help you weaken a group of targets when activating your rift, and it's called Child of the Old Gods. When activating your rift, it will spawn a void buddy that will stay with you for 25 seconds. Once you hit a target with your weapon, the void buddy will chase the target and start draining their health while weakening them. If we are using a healing rift, in which case we are, when the void buddy leeches a target, we will receive 4% grenade and melee energy every 1.4 seconds. To make this build even better, we need to use these 4 fragments. For the first fragment, be sure to use Echo of Persistence. Void buffs that are applied to you have increased duration, so Devour and a Void Overshield will last 50% longer. And you're also going to be getting -10 recovery. This also includes invisibility as well, but in this case for this build, we're not going to be proccing that. The second fragment is Echo of Harvest. When getting a weakened kill, it will drop an Orb of Power and a Void Breach. The Orb of Power will grant 2.5% super energy, and the Void Breach will grant 12.5% class ability energy. But the cooldown is 10 seconds, and you would also get -10 intellect. The third fragment is Echo of Remnants. Vortex grenades now last 25% longer when activated. When getting grenade kills, your void weapons will be granted volatile rounds for 11 seconds, and you would also get +10 strength. And if you do have volatile rounds on your void weapons, you have the ability to stun anti-barrier champions. If you want to get the rapid hit perk on the Outbreak Perfected, you would first need to talk to Ada 1 at the tower, then complete the normal difficulty of the 0-hour mission, and after that, defeat the Fallen to collect 20 Siva clusters in the Cosmodrome. Once done, you'll then need to load up the legend version of 0-hour and activate the first 2 switches. When you reach this area, you then need to flip the switch first, then head upwards to this section, and you'll eventually see a vent. Once inside, there will be a switch, and once you activate it, there will be a countdown. Once it starts, run back to the first switch you flip. As soon as you're there will be another switch right beside the bridge. Once you flip the second switch, it will now prompt you to complete the legend version of 0-hour. After finishing the legend mission, you'll now need to talk to Ada 1 again to acquire the rapid hit perk. If you need help getting the perk, feel free to check out my live streams where I do a bunch of PvE carries. To further enhance this weapon's power, you'll then need the exotic catalyst, which increases the nanite damage. If enemies die with the nanites attached to them, they will also generate even more nanites. If you need the exotic catalyst, you will then need to complete the legendary version of the 0-hour mission. I'll also show you all of the best perks for all of the columns. columns. For the first column, go for Arrowhead Break, which grants plus 20 recoil and plus 10 handling, helping us make this weapon fire like a laser. In the second column, be sure to choose Tactical Mag, which offers plus 10 reload speed, 4 extra bullets in the magazine, and an additional plus 5 stability. Lastly, go for Fitted Stock, which provides plus 10 handling, plus 20 recoil reduction, but it would give you minus 5 handling. On the energy weapon slot, I chose to equip this Void Fusion Rifle primarily because of this perk called Repulsor Brace. When getting a Void debuff kill with this weapon, it will grant a Void Overshield, providing an additional 45 HP for 8 seconds. In the third column, I went for Feeding Frenzy. This perk enhances your reload speed upon getting rapid kills. I do want to note that the charge time for this fusion rifle will shoot very slowly. The origin trait will significantly help with our stats, and it's called 2XS. If our super is full and we were to secure a kill, it will grant plus 20 discipline and plus 20 strength for 12 seconds. You can also change the power weapon for this build, but I wanted to take full advantage of the origin trait called Indomitability. Getting kills will grant you 5% grenade energy if on a light subclass, and 5% melee energy on a dark subclass. For the third column, I chose to go for Rampage. When getting kills, it will buff this weapon's damage up to the maximum of 33.1%. On the fourth column, go for Killing Tally. Getting kills while holding this weapon will also grant you extra damage up to 30%. However, if you swap or reload the weapon, the buff will go away. So if we were to get ×3 Killing Tally and Rampage, this weapon would get a 63.1% increase in damage. For this build, you can stun Overload champions and also anti-barrier champions. We are using the Outbreak Perfected, and if you were to equip the Overload Pulse Rifle in the seasonal artifacts, you can stun Overload champions. We are also going to get volatile rounds for our fusion and for our machine gun when getting Void Grenade kills. Be sure to copy the seasonal artifacts if you like. However, most of the artifacts are primarily tied to Solar, Stasis, and also Strand, so the only things that are useful are the champion mods in the first column. For the stats, you can choose which one you like to focus on. If you want to decrease the cooldown of your grenades, then go for tier 10 Discipline. Although, if you want to regain health faster and reduce your Rift cooldown, then go for Recovery. While we do have Devour as our main source of healing, it's for those who would like to reduce the Rift cooldown. And lastly, for your second stat, go for Resilience. If you have tier 10, it will give you a 30% damage reduction. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, I'd really appreciate it if you can hit that subscribe button and also that like button for more fun builds coming in the final shape. Hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or afternoon. Take care and peace. Join the Discord!